A recent study by former UF professor will have the board considering whether businesses are overpaying and whether residential customers should chip in more. A study comparing utility rates in Gainesville with other cities raised eyebrows today at Gainesville's Utility Advisory Council meeting. Commercial utility rates in Gainesville are 52% higher than the national average, which could put a hole in small businesses' pockets.
Well, suppose you're on a city commission and you've been elected by the voters to be there. Whose rates are you going to put that on? Are you going to really raise residential rates more, or will you sock it to commercial enterprises, to the stores, and to industrial enterprises such as battery makers?
To keep the city from losing money, GRU may be reluctant to lower rates in one area without making up for it elsewhere. Although raising residential utility rates doesn't sound like a good idea for anyone, it could be what helps the Gainesville community grow.
So that's actually one of our top priorities for the UAB, is to look at perhaps maybe some unique rate structures that might help encourage business and economic development, because it's not so much necessarily the day-to-day cost, but what a business has to put up front to actually get started.
Gainesville has a power purchase agreement with GREC, which Dave Denslow says is contributing to the relatively high rates. The utility board hopes to adjust the cost ratios to make Gainesville a more appealing place for new businesses.
I think we're scaring away jobs, and we're doing it by putting the burden of the biomass plant not primarily on residential users where it belongs, but on commercial and industrial users, and thus making our employment situation worse.
As they work on recommendations, the Advisory Council will meet with city commissioners again as soon as next month.